Greetings, everyone, and welcome to Powertime Practice here at Pillai Center Practice YouTube. It is Saturday, April 17th, 2021. My name is Sucharita. For those of you who don't know me, wishing you all a very warm welcome. And then those of you who do know me, you know that we are going to do some information sharing. We're going to find out what the latest and greatest teachings of Dr. Pillai are, and then also how to participate. And it's very exciting. This is the Vedic New Year started last week. And so we have the sun in Aries, meaning the focus is on making sure that we are taking care of our health and our personality defects. We want to change our personality such that we are full of sunshine and happiness and joy, even during these pandemic times where we are struggling, and we can't continue to do that. We can't continue to be the same old, same old. So the sun represents our soul, and it's exalted in the sign of Aries, and it is all about your person, who you are, the I am consciousness, but moving it from the ego-driven, Maya-driven, or the karma-driven person with all the baggage that we carry from lifetime after lifetime. So we get to take some inventory, perhaps, and see the good, the bad, and the ugly. And maybe you can take a look at your physique, and you might want to change your haircut like I did. I was so tired of waiting for a haircut here in Toronto, Canada. We've been on lockdown for so long, and it's not an essential service. So I just went and took the scissors and chopped it off. I'll get it sorted out once we can get back to the hairstylist. However, it made me to realize how we project ourselves in the world the same way, and then we don't ever see a way out of our situation or a different way of feeling. So cutting the hair, as Dr. Pillai has shared, or changing the hairstyle is a way to challenge the karma. And that's what I felt. I felt lighter. Not only did I cut about 4 inches off, it was this lightness of being and this way to be creative and not be fearful and not worry so much about what people think. So the image of the personality can be challenged during this sun in Aries. And then also the health and well-being, getting out and about, walking in the park and getting fresh air is very good for the immunity. And we don't know how long this is going to continue on. So to be safe, of course, and keep social distancing and wear the mask when you need to wear it. And then vaccine if you can get it. So that's what we want to do as a global community, is to be socially aware, and also on an individual level, do what we can do to raise the vibration so you feel better and you're out of that fear consciousness. You're out of that whatever is going on around in your family, or whatever is going around in the community, whatever people are saying in the media and social media and so on. You can be centered and you can know who you are. So that's the name of the game in life. Sun representing the soul says, what's your soul's purpose now? Not sometime down the road. So the sun is shining, it's brightest, it's exalted in Aries. We're hitting the ground running. We are in that place and stage in our lives where we have jumped on this path with Dr. Pillai, and he's inviting us to explore all different aspects of all the different traditions. So welcome. If you're from a different tradition and you just are like wondering why you're here, well, it's because everybody is welcome. And Dr. Pillai brings out the essence of every teaching or every tradition such that you can merge with those teachings. And then you can merge with the beings, those spiritual beings that are behind those teachings. So the spiritual being that we're going to honor this week coming up is Rama. And we have also in the background, or it's already started, is spring Navaratri. So it's called Vasant. Vasant means spring in Tamil. And so Vasant Navaratri, Nava means 9, and Ratri means night. So there's 9 nights of the goddesses. And you can check that out on Pillai Center, Ashravet, read about them, participate in honoring the goddess, check out on Pillai Center Practice YouTube or Pillai Center YouTube and find out what Dr. Pillai and all the teachers have been sharing about the goddesses during this time. So you can do a search, and then you can maybe go and do some chanting of mantras, the seed mantras. Maybe we'll do that as well in our practice today, just so that people know we are going to honor the goddesses during this time where they're going to root out anything that is no longer serving us. They're here to challenge us to let go of anger, frustration, depression, confusion, anything that is blocking our progress. And, truth is beauty and beauty is truth. It's not about physical appearances or all the comforts that you could accumulate in life. It's the beauty of the body, the beauty of the mind, the beauty of the soul that shines, it glows. So the goddesses will help to empower us to have that energy as well as the intelligence to create prosperity thoughts. And then when we are resonating with those thoughts, then the actions that we take are quite natural, and then we manifest naturally. So we want to be aligned with the divine. And that's what Powertime practice is all about, is to be in the right place at the right time and thinking the right thoughts, doing the right things, and then you will be manifesting instantaneously. So the goddesses are well on their way to fighting the battles for us in the cosmos, and then also the consciousness on the earth plane, and causing people to rise up and be courageous and brave and to do the right thing to protect themselves, to take care of their health and well-being and so on, and to keep going after their goals in spite of what is happening here during pandemic. Lockdown, and this is a global phenomenon. Pandemic means it's all around. So it's not something that anyone gets to escape from. So the goddesses are pretty happy that they can come in, and whoever is calling on them, which there are people from all around the world, and you're welcome to say hello on the chat and where you're from. That's always wonderful to see where people are from. And then any questions that you have as we go along. So back to Rama. So Rama, Rama, Rama. This sound is a very powerful mantra in and of itself. His name is very powerful to be able to bring that energy of a spiritual warrior into the earth plane. And the fun thing about Rama is, or the interesting thing about Rama is, he's an archetype who he was the one who didn't know he was God, just like we don't. We don't know that we are God, or we have this goddess, God energy, this spiritual energy. Our soul's energy is so powerful, but we don't even know it. And so the story of Rama is that he doesn't really know that he is God, and his greatest devotee is Lord Hanuman, and Hanuman just chants the name Rama, 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 Rama all the time. And that's what gives Hanuman the power and the energy to do what he needs to do, because he's just so devoted to this spiritual warrior who comes to the earth plane at a time when this demon king Ravana is just wreaking havoc all over the earth plane and causing a lot of challenges. So there's a whole story. It's called the Ramayana, and you can read about that, or maybe watch previous YouTubes about it, where Dr. Pillai goes more in depth, or some of the teachers like myself have in the years gone by. But we just want to stick to what's happening right now and focus on giving birth to Rama consciousness inside of ourselves, so we can feel that spiritual warrior energy and not have to fight the battle. So what does Ravana, the demon king, represent? It represents anger and greed and lust and the inability to be satisfied. He has like 1,000 heads and he has 1,000 arms, and he's just unbeatable. So this guy, Rama, he's an incarnation of Lord Vishnu, and he comes to the earth plane and he just says, I guess I gotta fight this guy because no one else is doing it. So he gets a hold of his brother and Lakshmana, and he says, come on, we got to go do this. And then he gets trained up by all these great gurus. And when he's ready to do this, he's a prince. And so he just is ready to battle his do the battle and fight the fight for the good, for righteousness, and do what he can to get rid of this demon. Well, in the meantime, this Ravana goes after his wife Sita, and then he steals the wife, and Hanuman goes and flies through the air, and he goes and burns Lanka down, the place where King Ravana is. And then he goes and sees Sita's still alive, and she gives the ring, so that the ring, the ring of that Rama gave to her in marriage, is the ring for him to know that, okay, I have something really to fight for now, so he doesn't get discouraged by this crazy demon. And so Hanuman comes back to Rama and says, here it is, I've got the ring and she's alive, and we need to go and get this Ravana, this king, and then who's kidnapped your wife, and get her back into your life and save her and save the world. So that's what happens, and you can read about that. You can Google it, or there are lots of articles on Astroved blogs or the newsletters in the past, and perhaps even now. So giving birth to Rama's consciousness, as Dr. Pillai shares, it teaches you can birth Rama from your unconscious. So you're not conscious of it. What does it mean? What does it feel like? What can I do with it? So whatever you're not aware of, that's what you're unconscious about. So you can bring it into your conscious mind, your conscious awareness, and gain access to his supreme power, his intelligence, and bliss. So you can be there live when Dr. Pillai calls on him during a peak power time window on Rama's birthday, and he will be invoking, Dr. Pillai will be invoking Rama's boon bestowing presence on behalf of participants in the world. So you're invited to join Dr. Pillai live, and he's going to benefit, and you can benefit from the group synergy to multiply this impact of Rama consciousness coming into the earth plane. And because Dr. Pillai has been inspired to personally perform this interactive meditation initiation, and Rama is going to be invoked in the fire ritual, and we all know what that is like. We don't know exactly, because every time Dr. Pillai invokes these divine beings, these archetypes into the fire ritual, it is incredible. So you can't just talk about it and say, oh, one person's experience is the same as the other. You got to show up to explore and experience, diving in with Dr. Pillai as he awakens Rama consciousness inside of each and every one of us. So it's there. We've just got to unlock it. We've got to burn away that which is blocking us from aligning with this divine energy. So Rama's birthday, the secret of Rama is he's a popular Vedic deity who's worshipped extensively around India, and his story, again, the Ramayana, is considered one of the most prominent epics, if not just India, but the entire world. Remnants of his reign, Rama's reign, have also been found across the globe in Asia, South America, even Egypt. So what makes Rama's archetype so remarkable, Dr. Pillai says? Well, there are several revelations from the Siddhas, the Tamil Siddha tradition that Dr. Pillai hails from, and these are divine beings who are seers. They see into the future, and they see the present, and they see in the past, and they draw from all that intelligence to bring it to the now for souls like yourself and myself who are so thirsty for this knowledge, this spiritual knowledge that will awaken the consciousness. It will unlock the secrets. And we need the blessings from the Siddhas and from Dr. Pillai, because he's here and he's the one who has guided us to come and explore this being. So the scriptures give us a deeper understanding of the seventh avatar of Lord Vishnu. Again, Lord Vishnu is, he has 9 incarnations, actually 10 is coming up, will be the 10th incarnation is going to be Kalki, and he's going to be riding a horse and saving us. However, 7th avatar, his birth is coming up, his birthday, just like we have a birthday, we recreate who we are. We look back on why we were born. What is it that we have? What are our skills? How do people value us? How do we value ourselves? What are our good qualities? What are our not so good qualities? How can we be the best versions of ourselves? How can we be of service to ourselves, of service to our family, of service to our community, to the world at large? That's what we want to do as evolving souls, is to expand our consciousness and not just think about me all the time. And how, oh, woe is me. When we reach out and we expand our consciousness and feel that energy of these archetypal beings awakening inside of us, we feel like we can do it. And so Rama and the essence of Shiva, and Rama is the essence of Shiva and Vishnu. So Shiva is, again, this consciousness that is the ability to manifest, and also so prosperity and enlightenment. So it gives that enlightened way of thinking, that intelligence that is beyond our rational way, which is only like a fraction of what we know. So it's this intelligence that wakes up inside of us, and then we can manifest prosperity and enlightenment in a very balanced way. So that's Lord Shiva. And then Vishnu he fulfills our wishes. So Vishnu fulfills our wishes, and he gives our heart's desires. So this Rama incarnation, this avatar, this being that's going to wake up inside of us, because it's the right time to do that, and we're going to be in the right place, and we're going to be thinking about how to unlock the secrets of Rama. So if you can participate in this initiation into Rama's consciousness with Dr. Pillai live, then you will know, oh my God, you're forever changed. And you can feel that warrior energy coming in and wiping out the worrier that we have been. So the warrior is going to fight those battles, and that energy is going to be there. We're going to have courage and strength and that ability to know when to fight and when to just lay it down, and to not give up either. And that's what happens. A lot of us get discouraged. We just are challenged all the time by family members bickering and fighting, finances going up and down, and it causes so many problems. Our health, we don't feel good, or we're fearful of getting the coronavirus, and then we're fearful of getting the vaccine. So it's just like we have so many inherent challenges inside of us by our psyche having a conversation with us ongoing, and we don't even know how to navigate this earth plane. So all that will get diffused. It's not that it will go away. It's just the energy won't drag you down. You'll have the energy to come out of it, because Rama invokes these divine beings to support you, and then to give prosperity consciousness, enlightenment consciousness, protection, and then also to fulfill our heart's desires. Vishnu is the archetype of heaven. So we want to bring heaven to the earth plane, not wait till we die and go to heaven. We want that little piece of heaven inside of us, and bliss and so on. So Rama, again, was a prince, and then he became a king. He's this complete royal power. So royalty consciousness may not necessarily mean that you're going to sit on a throne, or you're going to be a CEO of a company, or you're going to rule something. It could be that you're just going to feel this leadership energy in whatever you do, and people are going to come to you and ask you for your wisdom and guidance, and that will make you to feel useful. And then you'll be empowered too. You won't be necessarily sitting and waiting for things to happen, or that victim consciousness, why me all the time? Oh no, here it goes again, and all this complaining. And we were just so sick and tired of complaining, but we can't stop it. So that might be the Rama might come, that consciousness might come and say, you can do it. Just get up, soldier, and get going. And Rama is Shiva's supreme mantra as well. So he neutralizes the suffering, that victim consciousness, poverty consciousness. He raises our vibrations to have that high self-esteem or royalty consciousness. So please do check it out. It's on Pillai Center Academy, where you can enroll in Dr. Pillai's live fire lab to invoke Lord Rama, his energy inside of you, and then you can experience the transformation, the shift. And that's where all the miracles happen. So people always say, how do I make miracles a part of my everyday life? well, you will feel it, you will know it, and it will be guiding you. So you can also check out the articles again or the newsletters, the blogs that have been written about Rama and his life, or you can Google it and then do some search, and whatever draws you to those teachings, then read about it, and you will feel this connection to this ancient archetype who comes in every time at this moment in history. We really need him the most, because this is like, this pandemic is this virus is a big demon. It's causing so many problems, and people are really needing a way out. They're needing to experience that light and wisdom and that courage and strength and bravery to come through naturally, so that they are saying the right thing at the right time, and then they're able to navigate through all these bombs going off, if you will. So it's on a daily basis that we're triggered by the media, social media, by what people say, by our interactions, going just to the grocery store, the inability to go out because we're in lockdown. So we don't want to be having this negative loop going all the time. When is this ever going to end? It may not for a while. So we don't want to waste our life energy. We want to be empowered. So you'll feel that the blessings, the bliss, and you'll just be like, oh, I can do this. So getting the consciousness of Rama awakened inside of you will make you to experience this awareness that you never thought you had before. And then these doors open, opportunities come. And then you feel like, oh wow, I can do this. So Dr. Pillai is looking forward to all of us joining, and it is going to be a power time for everyone who joins to remember and to grow and to experience this expansion of this cosmic energy coming in, so the whole earth plane can light up, because we're from all walks of life. We're from all around the world, and we have a duty, if you will, to awaken that consciousness inside of us if we are true spiritual warriors. So we don't want you to miss out. And if you can't join the Fire Lab or any of the Rama birthday celebrations that are offered through Pillai Center or Ashravid, then you can definitely enjoy what we're going to be doing here next, which is I'm going to be moving away from the video or the camera, so you will see the altar setup of Rama, and I'll just point out a few things, and we are going to enjoy a little bit of a meditation, and we will be doing an elementalization or activation of the 5 elements inside of us by offering substances or items that represent the earth, water, fire, air, and ether, or space, or the Akash. So those 5 elements make up everything inside of us, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and then our subtle bodies, our energy bodies, are connecting with these subtler energies in the non-physical or spiritual realms. So multi-dimensions can be accessed through this ritual. And as Dr. Pillai shared, the earth plane is a really cool place because it is the best place, or the only place, that you can do rituals. So rituals make you to feel rich. They enrich you with this positivity and energy. And then when you're chanting the mantras or you're listening to the mantras, then you feel something waking up inside of you. So mantra is something that protects you from being bombarded by negative thoughts. It wipes out or diffuses them. Even if it's momentarily, you can feel then a new energy coming in, and you feel uplifted. You feel like, oh my God, I feel peace. I feel bliss. I feel joy. I feel happiness. And then when we build on it, as we use the mantra more and more and more, and we say the mantras during their power times, then the archetype comes in, because the mantra is the archetype, and vice versa. So let's get into it without further ado. If you have a Rama statue or a yantra, you can maybe practice this later on. If you don't, maybe you can download an image, or you don't even have to download and print it off. You can just, on Rama's birthday, you can offer, you can look it up online and download it onto your computer or your iPad or your smartphone, and then, or your tablet, and then you can just offer these different items to your technology. So no hard and fast rules with Dr. Pillai. I'll guide you along, and let's settle in now so we can experience the grace and blessings of Dr. Pillai, awakening Rama consciousness ahead of time, and having the goddesses as well to empower us to stay steady and to stay strong and not be distracted by negative thinking. So let's do that now. I'm going to be just moving the camera aside here, and I'll adjust it a little bit so that you can see the altar. There we go. So what we have, maybe I'm going to bring it right up close and personal. There we go. And I'll adjust it. There we go. So what we have are 5 items, and here we have some trail mix and some chocolates, which the divine beings love, or you can have a piece of fruit if you'd like, or any food that you haven't eaten and you want to offer it. We're always going to do offerings with our right hand. This is my right hand. So we are going to offer with the right hand. And the deities or the archetypes, the statues, the images, the pictures, they're all facing east or north or northeast. And then I'm to the side, so I'm going to be facing north or a little bit northeast perhaps. So that's the direction of spiritual energy, and also abundance or prosperity energy, wealth consciousness. So when we're facing the right direction, then we are naturally in alignment with that empowerment, that energy. It's like when you're facing the sun, you get the sunshine. So this is the food item, and it represents the earth element. So that's the first item that we're going to offer. And then the second one is water. And so water is something that you haven't drank. It can be tap water. We like to use spring water, unopened spring water that you didn't drink from. And then you can just fill up a cup or even the bottle. Just don't take a sip out of it until after, when it's been offered. So the water element is next. And then the fire can be a candlelight, or it can be a ghee lamp. This one is a ghee lamp. Next to this is a sesame lamp, and sesame is good for Saturdays. It's Saturn loves black sesame seeds and sesame oil. So if you light that, then you're honoring Lord Saturn on Saturday here. And then Lord Hanuman is the overlord of Saturn. So it's great to honor Lord Hanuman as well when we honor Lord Saturn. So I just had that here as well for that little teaching tip. So these are different variations of Lord Rama. This is a small but mighty, and you can see here he's this warrior. He's got the spear in his hand, or the bow in his one arm, and then the arrow, which looks like a spear. That's how big it is. And so he needs it to kill this big demon. So he's hand sized, and when you're meditating, you can hold on to these smaller images, and you feel the energy coming through the palms. The chakras in the palms are tremendous. So you can feel the energy of this small image that's been energized at Pillai Center and Astrovid over the years. This is Rama's horoscope. Everyone has a horoscope. Everyone has this chart, this birth chart. So having the horoscope, you can see where all the planets are for Lord Rama. And so you can, this is a yantra that this is his birth chart, so it will birth that energy into you and awaken those energies inside of you as well. This is Rama's coronation, his wedding. Then so there's Sita, Rama, and then you can see all the divine beings have come, Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva, and then there's Hanuman here, and Rama and Sita again. So this is a smaller statue, an image of that has been energized as well. Then we have here is Hanuman. So getting back to the elements, this is the earth, this is the water, the fire, and then we have the incense here. There's an incense stick that will burn, and then that represents the air element, and then the ether element is represented by the fire, the flowers. So the flowers are like text messages that go to the divine. So it goes into the space. So ether is space, or Akash. You've heard of the Akashic records. We've got to erase that negativity. So the flower it will take our prayers directly to the divine beings in the spiritual realms, in the space, the non-physical space. So this rock here is it's many, many years old. Dr. Pillai gave it to us, and it's a nautilus. And it is from the place where we went. We went to many places where Rama, his energy was all those thousands of years ago, and we were empowered. And then he said, okay, take this and you pray to it and hold on to it, and that will connect you. It's like a touchstone. All these items, all these spiritual items are like touchstones to connect to the divine. So just like we have smartphones, or we have iPads or tablets, or computers, laptops, and so on, those are the way we communicate with one another. That's our high tech in a spiritual or in a scientific sense here on the earth plane. But then the spiritual realm, this is all high tech. So earth, water, fire, air, with the incense, and the flower is the space or the ether. 5 elements. Now, what's so cool about that is that there are 5 elements are also represented in the body. So we'll go through that process and awaken the earth, water, fire, air, and space inside of us through activating those parts of our body in the subtle body that align with the physical body. And we'll walk you through that during the meditation. So you don't have to memorize all this. You'll be able to watch the video presentation afterwards, the recording. Go on to YouTube. It's going to be there right after this. So let's get settled in now. Now that we know what's happening and why we are participating, set your intention, your prayer to the divine, and say, I've got this problem. And you're this energy that I'm not conscious of. It's in another realm for me. It's like in a different world. I'm from a different world, and we are. So, but there's also, it aligns with the inner space. So outer space aligns with inner space. It's the same. So microcosm, meaning what's inside of you, that energy inside of you, the life force, the prana, what keeps you alive, what animates your soul, what animates your body, is the same space that is connected to these divine beings. And they live in all these different realms, and they have all these fabulous qualities. So we can awaken those fabulous qualities inside of us, and that inner space is going to activate the outer space, and vice versa. We have this Tulsi. This is the last thing. So Tulsi represents Vishnu. So these are Tulsi seeds, or Tulasi seeds. And these are beads, the counting beads. So we're going to experience counting, and we'll use Rama's name. And then imagine this energy radiating out from this space and going into you. So that's what this ritual is all about. It's going to enrich you, enrich all of us. Through the grace and blessings of Dr. Pillai. So without further ado, I'm going to just be turning the lights down a little bit. There we go. And we can be merging with what's going on in front of the camera, or you can just close your eyes, or you can do both. You can open, close as you wish. Connect and disconnect. The main thing is, set your intention for what it is that you want help with. Ask and you shall be given. If you don't ask, then they won't know what to give you, what to do for you. So closing your eyes now momentarily if you'd like, or you can keep them open as you wish. If you close your eyes, then it's so much easier to access the energy of these beings because you're not being distracted by whatever is going on around you. So your eyes are closed, you're going internally. You're going to focus at the base of the spine and imagine a light beam shooting up from the base of your spine and going through your skull and into the space. It's like a searchlight. You're sending out a message, an SOS actually. Help me. I need help with whatever it is that you need help with. I need to feel the power and the energy of this archetype, and I have no clue how that's going to happen. So please do make it happen. So I know, I feel it. Now we'll call on Ganesha, who is the being inside of ourselves as well. It's an energy that can remove obstacles and help us to stay focused and not distracted. Focus at the root chakra, the tailbone area, and also down your legs and into your feet, even into the earth. Imagine reddish orangish light pouring down the legs from about the waist down in the energy body, in the subtle body that corresponds with your physical body. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha Nirvignam Kuru Kuru. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha Nirvignam Kuru Kuru. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha Nirvignam Kuru Kuru. Now focus your attention at the base of the spine. We're going to activate the chakras. Starting at the base of the spine. Move up to the heart center, middle of the chest. Move up to the throat. Clear the throat. Move up to the middle of the brain, the third eye. Float back down to the base of the spine. Connect with the earth element. Na, 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 na. Move up into the navel, the belly. Fill it with water. Connect with the water element. Ma, 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 ma. Move up to the heart center, middle of the chest, also down the arms and hands. Feel the fire energy. She, 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 she. Move up to the throat, the mouth, the nostrils. Connect with the air element or prana, the subtle air. Va, 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 va. Move up to the two eyes, the right and left brain. Connect with the ether or the space, Akash. Ya, 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 ya. Now, imagine Dr. Pillai appearing bore you in a form you're familiar with, or vast light that penetrates your being. It begins to pour into each of the pores of your skin. You're soaking it up like a sponge. From head to toe, merge with the light, the spiritual transmission coming from Dr. Pillai into you. Cleansing your body, your mind, your soul. Om Aim Hreem Sarvalokaya Atityaya Shiva Satguru Bhavaya Swaha Om Dram Dattatreya Shiva Baba Namaha. Om Dram Dattatreya Shiva Baba Namaha. Om Dram Dattatreya Shiva Baba Namaha. Embrace the light of Dr. Pillai. Keep merging with this light that will cleanse the karma that is no longer serving you and empower you to receive the blessings from this ritual. Now, put your attention in your third eye. Imagine the goddess of power and energy, the goddess Durga, who removes dukkha, which is suffering. Her color is red. Maybe a flash of red is seen within. Om Dhum Durgaye Namaha.
Om Dham Durgai Namaha. Om Dham Durgai Namaha. The light becomes a pink color with sparkles of gold and silver, and as the energy of the goddess of prosperity, wealth consciousness, the goddess Lakshmi, Shreem Brzee, Shreem Brzee, Shreem Brzee. The light becomes softer and lighter to a white color that represents the goddess of wisdom, learning, education, creativity, music, art, dance, the goddess Saraswati. Feel the intelligence, the power, the energy, the prosperity and wealth, consciousness coming alive, empowering you to experience the blessings coming from Lord Rama, Lord Hanuman. Imagine this warrior energy of Lord Hanuman appearing above you, and his feet are touching your skull. His feet get inside your brain. His feet absorb the negativity in your brain and empower you with warrior consciousness, spiritual warrior consciousness, royalty consciousness, the ability to do the impossible in your life day to day and feel high self-esteem. Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Jaya Jaya Ram. Sri Ram, Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Ram. Sri Ram, Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Ram. Sri Ram, Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Ram. Shri Ram, Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Ram. Shri Ram, Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Ram. Shri Ram, Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Ram. Feel the feet of Ram, the sounds of victory, winning over the dark forces of ignorance, of suffering, being absorbed into Rama's feet, and his feet now move down, absorb all the suffering, the pain, the heartbreaks. Sri Rama Jayam, 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 Shri 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 Rama Jayam. Feel your heart expanding, the blood is pumping, the heart is beating, pounding in your chest. But the energy of Rama's feet. And now his feet move down to merge with your feet. And now your whole body is experiencing the avatar of Rama from head to toe. You can chant out loud, or you can listen, or you can do a combination. But merge with Rama. Say it a few times out loud so you hear your own voice. Rama, 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 Rama. Be still. Absorb the vibrations of Rama for a moment from head to toe. Now we'll invoke Lord Hanuman, who is empowered by the sound Rama. Lord Hanuman does the impossible. Lord Hanuman brings you strength and courage to stick with your spiritual path, to do what is righteous in your life, to be humble, to be patient, to be calm. He takes away the negative effects of Lord Saturn. For some people who are struggling with delays or obstacles or challenges that seem to be impossible to overcome, Lord Hanuman will come in and give you that high self-esteem. So imagine him in your third eye, the middle of your brain, and imagine looking up without moving your eyes. You're looking up with your imagination into your brain, bringing your energy up as if you're creating high self-esteem. Om Shri Hanumantaya Namaha. Om Shri Hanumantaya Namaha. Om Shri Hanumantaya Namaha. Om Shri Hanumantaya Namaha. Jaya Jaya Hanumantaya Namaha. Jaya Jaya Hanumantaya Namaha. Jaya Jaya Hanumantaya Namaha. Keep focusing on your third eye and imagine this royalty consciousness in yourself. You are God. You are Goddess. Bring that high self-esteem. Hreem, 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 Hreem. Hreem, 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 Hreem. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Feel the peace. Feel the bliss. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes and we'll begin the offering of the 5 items that represent the 5 elements. And as each is being offered to the images, you can be gazing at the light or you can gaze at any of the images and see what you receive. Feel what you receive. So we'll begin with the earth element. And we're just going to simply use the sound Rama, the name Rama. Rama, Rama, Rama. We'll offer the water. Rama, 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 next is the ghee lamp or candlelight if you have, representing the fire. Rama, 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 the next is the air element, and it's represented by the incense. The incense also clears space of negativity, and it reduces the ego that wants to negate that you are God. Rama, 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 then the flowers representing the ether, the Akash, the space. So put your prayers in your consciousness, or bring it to your awareness. And then we'll offer the flowers that are like text messages to the divine. Rama, 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 Rama. And close your eyes. Once again, connect with Rama entering the top of your skull, getting into your brain, feel his feet. He moves down into your heart and then down into your feet, and you have merged with his being. Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Jaya Jaya Ram, Sri Ram, Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Ram, Rama, 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 Rama. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Peace to the body, peace to the mind, peace to the soul. Peace to the environment, peace to the world. And the meditation, and slowly, slowly come back to yourselves. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. We'll fix the camera so that you'll see Dr. Pillai. You can make your prayer of gratitude to Dr. Pillai, to everybody here for coming and co-creating this space for you to enliven your connection to Rama. And we'll just switch the camera a bit. So there we are. That's it. So thanks everyone for joining, those of you who need to go, and for participating in this ritual that can awaken you to this Rama consciousness. So it is these are sounds, and offering these different items will unlock the secrets of Rama. And that's through the grace and blessings of Dr. Pillai, of course. And your soul perhaps has spent many lifetimes and is revisiting these teachings and the way to invoke these divine energies inside of us. So we don't have to belong to a certain religion or tradition. We can just come and get the essence of the teachings, get the Coles Notes version. And then that's the short version for those people who don't know what that is, where you have all the secrets that will help to unlock this consciousness inside, and then everyone can go away with this knowing that they can experience warrior energy and have the courage and have the strength and be empowered and overcome the challenges. So that's what it is today. I'm going to take a look at the chat now and see what people have shared. And that's what we would love hearing from everybody. What's going on with you? So Carol is saying it was powerful to hear the voices together. So good to hear a Hanuman chant, as is exactly what I was wanting and thinking of last week. Thank you so much. Oh, that's great, Carol. Laura's saying the V is closing the crown chakra, the connection with God and more. Oh, very cool. Rigo says, thank you. You're very welcome. Nesha is saying here, thank you, Sutrita, Dr. Pillai. Rama, very beautiful experience. Peace, happiness, love. Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Jai means victory. We need to feel victorious, successful, if you will. So we need to have small successes every day. And then we build on that. And then we feel like we've overcome, we're victorious, we can overcome the challenges. So Carol J is saying here, Twashen is also saying thank you. Ivan is saying thank you so much. I felt the flashes of light in my mind and body. Fabulous. That's what we want to hear, is what was it like for you? And so that you can acknowledge it, and then it inspires us to explore more. I wonder what's going to happen next time. So Carol is saying, so beautiful. Right after the elements were introduced before the meditation, I swear I smelled a whiff of jasmine
which was chanting right along with you for the Rama part. Oh, cool. And that's what happens. Our senses become hyper alert. So we become hypersensitive to touch and smell and hearing. So we become clairvoyant, clairaudient. So clairvoyant is we can see things that we weren't able to see before. And we're just like, whoa, we see behind what people are saying or how situations are presenting. We're seeing something else. There's something else going on. So that's the clairvoyant. The clairaudient is we hear these, maybe we hear symphonies or divine energies that are coming through music or sounds, or we actually hear. I don't know if you heard during the meditation, there was a plane going by, and that was very strange for me to hear, or a helicopter or something, because it's so quiet here with COVID lockdown. Not too many planes are flying overhead. Or any kind of helicopter flying objects. So that was a sign for me that the divine is, we're landing inside of everyone. So, or taking off. So that's what I experienced. So smell, you might smell these different aromas that come through. So jasmine is very common for people to wear jasmine flower, offer that to the divine beings as well. So Laura is saying, yes, Rupa Desai, I can't connect with their soul like before. They are like other beings. It's so sad. Oh, I'm not really sure what that means. Maybe you're responding to someone. So Pillai Center Practice, the yellow banner there is Radha, and she is sharing how to connect with Pillai Center Academy. So check out the links that are posted here, because that's what's going to hook you up to Dr. Pillai's Fire Lab, so you can feel the energy and know that you've merged with Rama. So if you had a little bit of an experience now, you are ready, you're preparing yourself to experience a whole big download. And that, when you get that spiritual charge, if you will, or it wakes up inside of you, you cannot be the same person. So it might be something that everyone can enjoy, or as many people as possible can enjoy, because we need that right now to keep navigating this earth plane as it is, with pandemic, COVID, lockdown, and all the challenges that we're facing financially or in our lives, and bickering and fighting. It will just be crushed. That energy will be crushed. That consciousness will not be able to sustain if you are carrying Rama energy. So, and that can only come through the grace and blessings of a Siddha Master, who will transform anybody's body, mind, and soul, because that's what they do. That's why they're spiritual teachers. They know the secret of it. So we just show up and get filled up, and our lives are forever changed, transformed, not going back. Can't. So come and enjoy it. Let's see, Johnny Johnson, he's always posting a lot of stuff. So I'm just going to allow people to, or invite people to read what Johnny has shared. He said here, I learned from Dr. Pillai that Lord Rama appeared in many different regions of the world, many names and forms as Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna, Sun Ra, Ramses, etc. And that's true. So the name of the archetype is a mantra. It is a power sound that will protect us, and then it will also help us to manifest. So Rama is that which Lord Hanuman chanted, so he could get power and energy. Without it, he couldn't unlock his own secrets of power and energy and the ability to do the obstacle. He needed that to be unlocked inside of him. So we are unlocking the secrets of Rama to have all those fabulous qualities shine forth, and then people see that, or they notice that, or all of a sudden out of nowhere, you are being called upon to do the impossible, and you're like, I don't know if I can do it, but it seems like if I've been invited, I must be able to do it. And that's the consciousness that will push you to have that high self-esteem. We don't know if we have high self-esteem or if we can overcome stuff until we are in that situation. So these divine archetypes wake us up. Then they put us in the situation. They say, well, keep chanting my mantra, keep chanting Rama, or keep chanting the sounds of Hanuman. The easiest one is Hreem, H-R-E-E-M, and Hreem is the sound for the goddess as well. It's also the sound that will give us that high self-esteem and give us courage and strength. So it's great that you posted that, Johnny. So let's scroll up a little bit more. Johnny's written a lot here. Awesome. Laura's saying the vaccine is a bigger demon than the virus. Just get informed from doctors who did autopsy on the dead vaccinated people in Russia. It's terrifying. So we're going to see and we're going to hear a lot of things that are going on that are going to perhaps disturb us in ways that could drag us down, drag our energy down. So it's not to say that you can't have a reaction, but just think of the word reaction. We're reacting our fears. We're reacting our anger, our frustration by reading about that and by thinking, oh my God, this is so terrible. It becomes so overwhelming. Now, if it's in your karma or your dharma to take action, if that's what it is that you need to do, then you're going to do that like the spiritual warrior Rama, where he just was steady, he was strong, he didn't get upset, he just kept doing his due diligence. And he kept taking every step of the way. He didn't get upset when he found out that his wife Sita was kidnapped by the demon king. And he just said, okay, I got to find a way. And so that's what happened. Yes, did he get discouraged? Yeah, for sure. Because he's this God man. He's human. He has human qualities. But he doesn't let it get him down. He doesn't let it get him angry. He stays focused. So that's what the spiritual teachings will do. You can respond to those kinds of things that you're going to read about or that you're going to experience watching on the internet, but not to, if you fill yourself up with all of that all of the time, then you're going to really challenge your energy. You're going to challenge your life. And that's not even your reality. It is the reality of the people who are experiencing those karmas, and definitely we can pray for them. But Dr. Pillai taught me a long time ago, all of us a long time ago who were around, a quarter of a century ago or more. He just said, listen, you can't judge what each or any soul has decided to do. You don't know that the challenges or the pain and the suffering that those souls caused in different lifetimes, they came into this lifetime to work out an intense karma in a short period of time. So they can be experiencing tremendous challenges and perhaps even perish. But their soul said, listen, I don't want to come lifetime after lifetime. So what do I need to do to pay it back? So it made me to realize, especially traveling around the world, and Dr. Pillai always took us to places and takes us to places, not so much now during COVID, not at all. But when that opens up again, we will once again go to power spots. And he's always taking us to places where we can help people, we can feed people, we can give people clothing or whatever it is that they need if we are able to do that. So it is something that we all are seeing, the people who are experiencing, suffering that we can't even imagine day after day after day after day, year after year after year. And that to me was so devastating. It was making my soul so depressed. Especially when I would go to India year after year, I said, I can't take this. And I cried to Dr. Pillai, and that's when he said it, that you don't know the souls, so don't judge, that you can pray for them and you can do something in that moment to help to relieve or alleviate the suffering. That soul, knowingly or unknowingly, is brought to that person's attention. It knows, just like we all do. We want to redeem ourselves of some kind of mistake or sin or problem that we've caused.
in our lifetime up until this point, and we can't seem to shake it. And it's just the guilt, or, we feel so bad and we don't want to feel that anymore. So we try to our best to do things that are going to, we'll apologize, or we'll make the effort to make that turn around in a favorable way. And if it's not accepted, then we have to accept that. But we can also do things to uplift those who need it the most. And that helps to alleviate our own soul suffering, our hearts, our broken hearts, because of what we did. And we can't seem to shake that. Even if we think, oh, I'm over it, it's deep inside of us. So Rama energy will come and diffuse that. So the memory might be there, or the situation that we see in the media, it might be there. But we just say, okay, I can either get into the reactive mode and keep that ratcheting over and over again, or I can get on a bandwagon and say vaccines are the way to go, or they're not the way to go, or whatever. That can be taking out a lot of energy. So everything is so personal to any soul. So there's no need for us to be paying attention too much to it, other than to pray, okay, I hope this vaccine is going to be good for everyone and not harm anyone. And initially I was thinking, oh my God, I'm going to take the vaccine, or I don't want to take it. And still I'm sitting on the fence. So not that it's right or wrong, but it's just, that's what I get to do right now. So whether I take it or not, time will tell. And that will be my soul's journey. And that's how it should be for everybody. It can be that we just mind our own fabulous business and, educate ourselves and navigate according to our soul. So thanks for posting that. And just to let people know, it's a choice. You can acknowledge it. And then you can also know that, hey, everything that's happening is an experiment of every human being who comes to the earth plane, knowingly or unknowingly. They're going to have their experience that they need, and that we all need on an individual level. So hope that was helpful, what Dr. Pillai shared with me and many others over the years about each soul's desire to come to the earth plane and to work out the certain karmas. Ivan is saying here, I grew my hair really long, never had it this long, but I love it. Oh, cool. I cut mine. All right. So people are sharing that they're very grateful. And yes, that's Dr. Pillai's grace and blessings that you're all here. We're all together and we're experiencing this pouring in of consciousness into the earth plane. So by the time it's Rama's birthday, then we're going to fully be ready for that birthing process to take place. So Johnny is saying here, thank you, Sutrita. I always learn new things from you. You're very welcome. Happy to share. Jane is saying, thank you, Sutrita. Always awesome, divine energy. Debbie is saying, please pray for me. I have suffered a long time, my whole life. Debbie, just knowing that, and when we acknowledge, when we say it, and we don't say it with, the complaining or the whining, like I have in the past, where I would just complain and whine, even to Dr. Pillai, and be just like, oh my God, stop it. Look what you have. You have the ability to pray. You have the ability to come and get these teachings. Who does that? Even with people who have everything, they're struggling internally. They're in a dark place. They're having dark nights of the soul, day after day after day, with all the comforts around them. They can't even enjoy because they don't have the light. They don't have the understanding. Light is intelligence. So you have the intelligence, Debbie, and we all do. Such to know that, okay, I can call out to the divine. I can cry out to the divine. I can call out to Rama in this case, that where his energy is going to be readily available, and just say his name again and again. And Debbie and anyone else, please go on to Pillai Center Practice or Pillai Center YouTube and search for the Mula Mantra, the one that we just invoked, Dr. Pillai, Om Aim Hreem, Sarvalokaya, Adhidyaya, Shiva Satguru, Bhavaya Swaha. That is, it came from the heavens. And it came to Dr. Pillai through the cosmic beings who said, you must carry this energy that has the ability to give intelligence, to empower people, to wipe out their negative karmas that are causing so much suffering for the whole life, and then empower them with all the blessings of all the divine beings everywhere, and give them prosperity and enlightenment and the truth of who they are. Show them the truth of who they are. So Dr. Pillai is carrying that energy, and it is a miracle mantra. And most of us who have practiced this Mula Mantra, we offer the light. So you can just take a light or a candle light, and the image, you can see Dr. Pillai's statue on the altar there. And you can say, Om Aim Hreem Sarvalokaya Adityaya Shiva Satguru Bhavaya Swaha. And you just say that a few times and offer the light. It's called Avatar Arti, and it will do miracles. And I just want to share that someone whose brother was in critical care in ICU in one of the countries that she's from, and she didn't have a really strong relationship with her brother, but her brother somehow wanted her to be by her side at that deep, deep soul level. So she was texting me while she was in the hospital, and she said, Sucharita, I don't know what to do. I know that Dr. Pillai can help me. I said, okay, start chanting the Mula Mantra, and when you get home, do the Avatar Arti, and do that all night. And the miracle happened where her sibling, or there were a couple of other family members who they're quite Catholic, Christian. They said, we don't know what to do. And she said, okay, well, I know this song, this mantra, and just listen to it and just pray for the brother to come out of this coronavirus attack. And as it turned out, I said, please be in touch. I told this person, please be in touch and let me know how it goes. And so all through the night, she did it. And by the morning, he was coming back. She said, it's a miracle, and it worked. So it works for people. So if you are coming, Debbie, you're saying, my God, my whole life is suffering. This is very simple. So all we need to do is use this mouth and use this body and use this energy and use this focus, use this mind to take these spiritual tools into our everyday life and say, I need this now. This is an impossible thing. And so do the Avatar Arti, meaning Arti means light. The Avatar means that energy of this Mula Mantra, all the beings, all the consciousness, the intelligence, the protection, the truth of who you truly are, which is God. He's not a killjoy. He doesn't want you to that energy to be sucking the life out of you. And it wants to return the bliss and the joy and the happiness, the healing energy, coming out of pain and suffering. Get rid of your karmas. So you've come here to find out how to do that. So please try that out, Debbie, and let us know how it goes, or anyone who is struggling. This is the time. And that miracle just happened the other day. So please do that. Verona is saying here, yes, the Miracle Mantra by Dr. Pillai is the most beautiful thing I've ever heard. So go on there's a Miracle Mantra, and there's also Mula Mantra. So use the Mula Mantra because it's the latest and great. It came out, maybe a couple of decades ago. And it's very powerful. I love it as well. But the Mula Mantra is going to really connect you to Dr. Pillai's energy. And that energy is healing. It's going to give you prosperity consciousness. It's going to get rid of your karma.
that's been causing the suffering. So don't lose faith. And maybe if someone is here, brought up, if you're still here, could you post the sounds of the Mula Mantra, and then where they could maybe find it on YouTube at Pillai Center. So yeah, Mula is also, it means root. So it gets to the root of your problem. So you want to root out the pain and suffering. It's like the weeds. You can have a beautiful garden, but you can't enjoy it because the weeds keep growing and choking the flowers or the vegetables or fruit or whatever it is that you're growing in the garden. So we want to get to the root of the matter and then diffuse that negativity, pull it right out. When you pull those roots, those weeds out, they can't grow anymore. So that's what the Mula Mantra will do, is take out the roots of suffering. You're very welcome, Ivan. Miley's saying here, great energy, Sutrita. Thank you for beautiful meditation. So much needed. And that's what we are here to do as well, is to come together as a global community and also just unplug from all the anxiety and all the fear and all the everything else that's going on. And then just know that you can get filled up and you can diffuse anything that you've been struggling with. You just dump it in the space. It's like a vacuum. It will just clean it up and then replace it with this bliss and joy and happiness and empowerment. Ivan says, I felt my touch senses very awakened. So kinesthetic, so the touch. I was rubbing my feet and I didn't know why. Well, there's powerful chakras in your feet. And also Rama, that's a good indication that Rama's feet got into you. So from head to toe, you have Rama. It's already there, but we can't experience it within until that energy comes from outside of us and gets into us. Just like these images, when we can see them, then we can start to merge with that energy. And then we start to feel that spiritual connection or that divine Wi-Fi connection. And then we have good communication, very clear communication. So Barbara's saying, thank you. It was a beautiful experience. I could feel the presence of the energy. Thank you. Namaste. Awesome. You're the best. E-I-E-I-O. So Debbie is saying, I wrote it down. I listen to it all the time. Great. So have it playing. So not only these mantras do you just come and, watch it once or watch a recording. You can play it all the time. So there are YouTubes, or you can check out Pillai Center. There's also a program offered through Pillai Center Academy. It's a course, and it gives you an initiation into Rama consciousness as well by Dr. Pillai. So you can get that empowerment and then practice those teachings on Rama's birthday. So, and it doesn't have to be just on the birthday of that archetype. You can use power times that are associated with Rama, and you'll find out what those are if you take that course. That he is associated with the moon, so Monday is a good day, and also the sun, so Sunday is a good day. I'll just give you that. So I think that's it for now. We're coming over an hour and a half. I think it is. So why don't we wrap it up, and we are looking forward to you joining the Fire Lab with Dr. Pillai. It's going to blow your mind, not in a bad way. It's going to blow the crap out of your mind so that you can shake free of your pain, of your suffering. And then with that energy shift, your thoughts can become clear and attracting joy and happiness. And those kinds of energies will attract people to you, to support you, to help you where they never have before. And I've experienced it because I've had tumultuous relationships, and they've all turned around with these power sounds or meditations or initiations. The fire labs have burned it. That's why when you go to a fire lab online, it's like you're the only one there with Dr. Pillai doing the fire lab. So it feels very intimate, like it's just for you. And it's amazing because when you go to a fire lab, or when we have gone to a fire lab at a temple or places around the world with Dr. Pillai, where he says, okay, let's spark up the fire lab and let's get it going, in churches and places out in nature. In Arizona, we were in the Grand Canyon, and things like that, where it's like, whoa, this is amazing. So it's been an adventure. But when you're with a bunch of people, you don't necessarily get to be right up close and right next to Dr. Pillai. So when you're doing it virtually or participating virtually, it's just like you and Dr. Pillai and the fire and all the divine beings. And you can, open up, you can expand your screen so the flames are right there, and the divine, you can see them. You can take snapshots or photos. When you're intuitively guided, it's almost like, pick this picture right now, and then you see Rama with his spear and his arrow, or you see Hanuman or whoever Dr. Pillai is going to invoke. And you can't mistake that. It's there, it's happening. And so that's how these gods come and these goddesses come. They're in another realm that is light, of the intensity of millions of suns. So it has to come through a channel. It's a power source that comes through, and then we can tap into it without getting burnt to a crisp. So Dr. Pillai will activate that ability inside of us to merge with the divine beings coming through this fire, which is a god, Agni. And this god is from heaven. And he says, okay, we need to bring in these beings, because that's where their energy is really strong, and they're invited into the earth plane at that time. So when they are ready to fill you up, then those souls who are ready to receive that empowerment, then they will get that. So all of you are, and you're all welcome. So please, please, please come and enjoy. Ivan is saying, I'm so glad to have joined this call. I was going to watch Netflix, but I'm glad I didn't. I was so blessed. Have a great night, everyone. And that's what happens too, is that the divine is always asking us to use the time that we have in our lives. It's precious. The life is over in the blink of an eye. Look what happened. The life is gone. This whole year is gone. The people who have been on a spiritual path, and especially with Dr. Pillai, have been sharing that their life has been so incredible. So it's awesome that we are able to be full of joy, even in the hardest times of the whole planet. So God bless you all. Have an amazing birthday, or birth of Rama consciousness into your being and into your life and into the world. And let's pray that we all become these spiritual warriors who will bring this divine consciousness to the earth plane, miracle consciousness. Please do practice the miracle the miracle mantra you can practice as well. The Mula Mantra, which is also another version of the miracle mantra, that will bring in miracles right away. So pray for whatever it is that you want. And Dr. Pillai, you will unlock the secret connection to him. That's the divine Wi-Fi connection, those sounds that make up the Mula Mantra. Om Aim Hrim Sarvalokaya Adhityaya Shiva Satguru Bhavaya Swaha. So you've got it all in the chat. Just check it out. And thanks so much, Radha. And also Yajna, for being here for Powertime Practice all these years, helping everyone out. God bless you all, and namaste.